Time now for Back to the Basics in Healthcare with Balanced Life Chiropractic. We've got Dr. Harley joining us. How you doing, Dr. Harley?
Hey, John. I'm doing fantastic. Enjoying the last week of June. It's gone by so fast.
It has. And this is National Men's Health Awareness Month. Is that right?
Yep. So this is like the last podcast or talk about men's health awareness.
So there are probably some things that we should be aware of all the time, but this is the month that we should think about being aware of our health all the time.
Definitely. Just men tend to kind of take a back seat when it comes to their health and rely on their wives, sisters, mothers, whoever, whatever women in their lives to kind of push them to do things for their health. And one of the really common things that men deal with is back pain.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of interesting that they carry their stress in their low back, where women tend to carry their stress more in their neck and their shoulders. So that kind of makes sense statistically why men tend to have more back pain problems.
And I know I've met men who I've seen them pull out a wallet that's like 4 inches thick. You're like, what is that? And when they're wearing that in the back of their pocket, that can cause problems too, right?
Yeah, that's actually a huge thing that can cause, like you hear about sciatica, right?
Yeah.
The shooting pain down their leg. Yeah, if you're sitting on your wallet all the time, thin, thick, whatever, that's gonna cause your hips to become uneven. It's also gonna put pressure directly on that nerve and the muscles around it, so that can lead to that. So men, if you have, back pain and you sit on your wallet, that could be a really simple fix, is just make sure you're taking it out of your back pocket when you sit down.
Or just carry it in your front pocket all the time. I switched to that like 20 years ago. And I remember when I first did it, I thought, this is weird. Now, I put something in my back pocket the other day, and when I sat down, I was like, this is really weird.
Right. You kind of forget that, you get used to a certain way, and then you change it, like, well, this is different.
Now, a lot of people, when they come in with back pain, is it usually because I've had this for a long time, or is it, hey, I woke up this morning feeling weird, or is it kind of a combination of both?
Definitely a combination of both. When you've been living in pain, you kind of just start dealing with it, and then you get to a point where you just can't deal with it anymore. So we get a lot of that where people are like, okay, well, I've had this for X amount of years. How do we fix it? Or sometimes it is, hey, I woke up wrong one day and I just had back pain and it hasn't gone away.
And the treatment for those things are probably different for everybody depending on how long they've had it, what actually happened. One of the things I really like at Balanced Life Chiropractic is when I come in, you find out what the problem really is before you just start twisting and poking and jumping on me and stuff. I like that a lot.
Yeah, we have a saying in our office, to see is to know, not see is to guess. We never want to guess with your health. So that's why we do take a little bit more time. We use some scans, use some technology to help us determine where those underlying issues are coming from. Because it could be that you've just been in pain for a long time and the problem's been there. Or it could be that the problem's been there a long time and sometimes you're in pain, sometimes you're not. Because pain's not always the answer or the where the problem's at. It's always the last thing to show up, but it's the first thing to go away. So the cause could still be the same thing. You just might not always have that pain. One
of the other nice things about the way you guys do it, where you're doing the scans and things ahead of time, is you can kind of find out what the issue is, so you're treating them the proper way. And you said sometimes there are people who've had issues for a long time and they didn't realize it because it wasn't necessarily as painful. But that's something that a lot of the time when you're helping people, you can find out that, hey, this is what the problem is. Let's fix it this way.
Right. And so if we didn't do the things that we did initially, we might go in a completely different direction than what we actually should go. And, we're 10 months in, not 10 months, but a couple months in, we're like, nothing's gotten better. And then we take imaging at that point, we're like, oh, well, your problem's actually somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like, it's nice to have that information at the get-go versus, weeks, months down the road.
If somebody listening is going, okay, you know what, this really describes me. I've been struggling with something for a while and I haven't had it taken care of. First of all, it's probably a guy. How you doing, dude? But that's why we're talking about this in Men's Health Awareness Month. If they'd like to reach out and get some help, how do they do that?
They can shoot us a message on our Facebook page, Balanced Life Chiropractic, or they can give us a call at 605-215-1785. We'd love to chat and let them know how we can help.
And you can also find them online. Their website is balancedlifesd.com.